thing will baffle anyone who has not been following the history and the trajectory of the development of Nigeria. From this evolution when this thing will baffle anyone who has not been following the history and the trajectory of the development of Nigeria. From this evolution when it was amalgamated, went to disparate areas of the present-day Nigeria were amalgamated to form one unified Nigeria. Again, it will surprise anyone if you have not been following the history of the Sokoto Caliphate.
No, before we get there, I know we will come there, but I'm just asking, how real is it today from your own experiences? Don't go into history, your own personal experience. How real is it today, the dangers that we face of this southward migration of bandits and kidnappers and so on and so forth? Your personal
experience. It's as real as anything. It's as real as flesh and blood. People are dying. People are being amputated. People are being raped. Communities are being vandalized.
In the southwest, here?
Yeah, in the southwest. In Yoruba land. Because Yoruba land extends beyond the southwest. In Yoruba land, a lot of arson, a lot of criminal conduct of foreign elements who are defined and identified. So it's as real as daybreak. There is no way that we can deny it, that it's happening. People are dying. It's on video. It's everywhere. So we shouldn't deceive ourselves that this is something that is out of. It's happening. It's real, and we in Yoruba land must define a strategy to curtail it and end it.
Very good.
Smash it.
Very good.
Nobody gave out the forest to anybody in one way or the other. The way it's been interpreted. This is an invasion. This is an invasion of very hostile people who have come into our ancestral space to wreak havoc. Let me explain something to you, please, and to the general audience. A forest reserve or a forested area, is very important for the ecosystem to be able to thrive properly. So we are not building everywhere. We keep certain places as virgin as possible without interfering with the ecosystem, so that fauna and flora can grow easily and thrive and enrich the environment. So it is not a mistake on our part that we left our forests like that. Of course, there used to be forest guards. My uncle was a forest guard in those days. And they used to take care of the forest, ensure that people didn't just go there to cut timber or to destroy the forest or to kill animals anyhow. So this is part of who we are. This is part of our geography. This is part of our microclimatic features. So when some other people, some hostile elements there to now come into our space and decide to go and be residing inside those spaces, it's not out of carelessness of our kings or our government. So
who do you blame?
There's an invasion. Who do I blame? I blame the fact that we are in Nigeria. I blame the fact that we are unduly yoked with horrible neighbors. I blame that, and I blame the fact that our people are not circumspect enough to know this is what to do to stop the invasion. And see, when people used to say the Yorubas have allowed a lot, when the Yorubas decide to take a stand, it has always been devastating for Nigeria. And I can give you 4 instances. 2 years into independence, the Nigerian government under the Sadana, the NPC or whatever, collaborated with the East under Azikiwe to stultify the West, and they imprisoned the leader of the West, Chief Obafemi Awolowo. 2 years into independence, mark that. So there's an agenda to stultify the West. or the Yoruba, or to stratify Yoruba land. The Yorubas did not react until 1964-65 in the Operation Wet Year crisis. That changed the dynamics, changed the scenario. It led to 2 coups and eventually the Civil War. Second instance, during the Agbekoya, the 1969, when the cocoa was booming, the cocoa industry was booming, they started overtaxing the farmers. And the farmers revolted. They said they don't want it. 1969 Agbekoya revolt is in every Yoruba man's memory. It was a seismic event. And because of that, a lot of things changed. They reverted back to the old taxation system and kept the farmers as they were. Number 3, 1983, NPN decided to steal the Ondo and Oyo elections. In Ondo, they installed Chief Omoburiwo in Oyo State, they installed Chief Odoloya and whatever. And the Yorubas revolted, especially in Ondo State. There was arson, there was massive revolution. Chief Omoburiwo had to run. If he won an election, then he should be very popular. But he had to run. So the election was eventually declared in the favor of the actual winner, which was Chief Ajasin. Yoruba revolt. Lastly, when Chief Abiola was denied his mandate, he won a free and fair 1993 election. He was denied his mandate. Some people said they can't allow Yoruba to rule them. Who are you? If we occupy the same geographic space called Nigeria, anybody should be free to run and win and rule if he won. But they're not saying, out of an imperial impetus, you are saying some people cannot rule. Then they killed the man. They killed Chief Abiola, and that one led to the bloodiest, hottest revolution in Yoruba land, which we popularly call the OPC revolution. And that changed everything. Nigeria was put to a stop for 5 years. Nigeria became a pariah nation, and they decided that Nigeria finally, to resolve the problem, decided that they had to bring another Yoruba man to rule. So you see, these people are putting their hands in our mouths. They are trying to call our bluff, and when Yoruba fire starts again, it will be a shocker to all Nigerians. Abubakar Malami, the then Attorney General, wanted it to fail, and he didn't want it to come into existence at all. Later, after we forced it down their throats, they now said that we couldn't carry, we didn't allow Amotekun to carry some weapons, some grades of weapons. Whereas Hisba in the north and all this vigilante in the north, they have been allowed to carry those grades of weapons. So if we have some grades of weapons that the Amotekun should carry, they will be able to rival and face these bandits and intruders on a better footing. So
has that not changed now? Are they not armed now? Are they armed now? I don't know.
They are not armed. They are not armed beyond carrying pump action rifles. Whereas those people are carrying AK-47, AK-49. They are carrying rocket launchers and a lot of other things. So your hand is already tied behind your back in facing an enemy that is bent on killing you, that is bent on destroying you. That's by the way, number one. Now, concerning the Omolo Adietos and
leadership
we as Yoruba are not
taking responsibilities
that have been cultural to us, ancestral to us. The world is changing. Yoruba land is changing. A lot of values are being allowed to erode, while some are coming in, into Yoruba land, because we are not allowed to even continue to redefine and define our values.
Who is stopping you from defining your values in Yoruba land? Who is stopping you? No. Northerners cannot stop you from doing what you want to do here.
Please, let me land. Values that, for example, history was cancelled from the schools. If you don't know your history, you don't know your past, how can you define your future? How can? History was cancelled by Nigeria from Nigerian schools.
Who cancelled it?
Of course, Yoruba land. And a lot of things that are happening are not, like I told you, Moteco people are not allowed to carry AK-47 and other grades of weapons. These are interferences in our system that will not allow us to come out the way we want to come out. It does not still exonerate the fact that our traditional rulers themselves and our leaders in Yoruba land are compromised. For example, the traditional rulers, some of them are giving cows by these Fulani people. They are giving cows, and that keeps them quiet. And the Fulani people, those Mauritans, give them money. So you can't see the kings, the Obas, really defending us, really standing by us. So all those are the kind of things that have been compromising our values, compromising our ethos, and somehow or the other, stultifying the way we should be moving. The youths now, they say there's something they call kuli or konus or whatever, that they smoke. There are all these people who are cult members all over the whole place. You know, if we are our own nation, there are certain values that we will define, and there are certain enforcements that we will put in place. But the way it is now, everybody is allowed to just do anything that he wants. So far, it does not disturb the government of the day. And if it disturbs the government of the day, they hammer us down. So until we have our own defined border, our borders, until we have our own defined country, until we are totally sovereign and totally independent, we cannot define our values the way we want to. Don't forget, the greatest example of African culture that is surviving in the diaspora, that is surviving out of Africa, is Yoruba culture. The greatest number of African doctors, African engineers, African entrepreneurs outside of Africa are Yoruba people. So there is something of great value in being Yoruba.
Yes.
But for us to fully express it, it must be within a defined border. Now look at it. We intend, once we get our Yoruba nation, to form a commonwealth of Yoruba nations, because Yoruba are in 26 countries outside of Africa that are indigenous to those places and are not Nigerians. You can talk about Trinidad and Tobago, Brazil, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Venezuela, Colombia, Mexico, Jamaica. Yorubas are there, and they are not Nigerians. They are indigenous. So we intend to be able to keep these values that you are talking about, to set up a commonwealth of Yoruba nations that will define over 250 to 300 Yoruba in worldwide issue, rather than an individual or a leadership thing. You know, we were lucky to have Obafemi Awolowo, and he established an institution. He defined a structure that was able to take us to the heavens, so to say, from 1951 to 1959, and even beyond, when he handed over to Akintola up to 1965. So what we should be aiming at is to redefine our values, as we said earlier, in a structure. We must restructure ourselves. And
who will do the structuring? Who will do the restructuring? Who will do the restructuring? I don't understand. I don't understand that.
Nigerian restructuring, not that nonsense. No. I'm talking about a Yoruba structure which is encapsulated in a sovereign, independent, non-aligned Yoruba nation. That's what I mean by structure. And when that structure is wrapped around institutions, institutions of leadership, institutions of no corruption,
ọ̀tẹ̀ ló ń jẹ́ ìlú ń pè ọ́, kò sẹ́ni tí ò lórúkọ tiẹ̀, àti wípé ọmọ kì í gọ̀ títí sẹ́ẹ̀ kó gbàgbé orúkọ ara rẹ̀. ààfin tèmi ò nílò ìdánimọ̀ lọ́jà, tó bá dọ́jà báyìí wọ́n á mọ̀ bó dọ́jà ni. èmi tí ń tòótọ́ Samuel Owóyẹmí, fẹ́lẹ́fẹ́lẹ́ láyé lórúkọ mi, fẹ́lẹ́ ní gbogbo èèyàn mọ̀ mí sí. èmi náà kọ́, Ọlọ́run ọba òkè ló fún mi ṣe ní gbogbo ìgbà.